Okay, so my dish is biryani, and basically it's a very popular South Asian dish. You'll pretty much find it in any South Asian restaurant you go to. Some background, it's officially defined as traditional spice-flavored rice-based delicacy containing meat and vegetables. That's pretty much how I would describe it. I would say it's just spicy rice mixed with whatever you like, and that kind of varies based on where you're from. So if you're Indian, it's most likely to be vegetarian because of the Hindu influence. If you're in Pakistan, it's probably going to be goat and lamb because of the heavy Muslim ties to that. And if you're Middle Eastern slash African, you're most likely going to eat chicken or beef, and this all is basically done just to due to dietary restrictions. I would say it's a very important dish to Muslims. It's basically how Americans eat turkey on Thanksgiving. We'll eat this on Eid and basically any major holidays. My favorite is beef biryani. I'll kind of give you a little background on it. It started with the Umayyad Empire, which once controlled, like Iran, Egypt, Syria, basically Mesopotamia. Later on, it got passed on to the Ottomans and Abbasids, who embraced it, and then finally the Mughals, who added like almonds, onions, spices, brought it into India and made it the staple dish. Then going forward, it kind of evolved, added more things to it, and everyone makes it a different style. But I would say my grandmother makes it very uniquely. So basically, my great-grandparents were born in Gujarat, India, moved to Tanzania, and from there, everyone else in my family lived there, and my mom moved here when she was about 12. So I kind of liked curries, which is like chicken tikka masala, and then biryani, which is just dry rice. But I wanted both. So what my grandmother did is she kind of like thinned out the curry to make it like a lighter sauce and put on top of the biryani, which my mom now deems East African style biryani. And my mom will always say like that to me, do you want Indian biryani or do you want East African style biryani? Thing is that I have never seen this served anywhere. This is something my grandmother only makes. So I want to know why my mom calls this East African style. According to her, this is just what East Africans do. Like, it's normal. I honestly thought I created this for a while. And like I said, my favorite is beef biryani just because I was exposed to that. I did eat beef, but I understand a lot of Muslims also just don't eat beef just because they were never exposed to that growing up. I am seeing my family this weekend, so I was going to ask them the following questions because they can't work Zoom too well. So I'm going to ask my mom and my grandmother, how would you describe this dish? Who created it? You, my mom, or my grandmother? My grandmother physically made it, but my mom kind of like told her what she was kind of wanting to eat, a mix of the both. Would they say it's more East African styled or more Indian styled? If they ever found this dish in any restaurant, because I know I haven't. I would like to know what my great-grandparents made versus my grandparents and how that differs. I want to know more about East African food. All the food I've had tends to be dry, more snack-like. I've never had an actual dish. So I'm curious to see what that's like and how is it different from Indian food. And depending on these responses, it'll kind of get me to add in more about East African background, culture, and stuff like that. I'm also going to talk about restaurant recipes and how they're described and kind of compare a traditional recipe to my grandmother's recipe, which I will post a photo right here. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you.